respondents and what the answer they gave. Then based on their response, the enumerators or the research assistant or the researcher fill out the questionnaire. That is called the schedule questionnaire. So, and this is the difference.
Clear,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
So qualitative data collection method. It is in-depth interviews, observation, document review, and focus group. And you know, telephone interview nowadays, it is very popular. Face-to-face interview, computer-assisted personal interview. I shall explain each and everything, inshallah. So in quantitative data collection, we have these kinds of data. Demographic data like respondents' age, gender, income level, experience, education, location, designation, department, etc. Okay. The sound is coming. That's why So, somebody use 5-point Likert scale, 7-point Likert scale, 10-point Likert scale. Which one is the best?
5-point Likert scale.
5 point.
Huh?
5 point.
5-point. Why not 10? 10 has more options. Suppose one respondent he is 90% agree. If you are using 5-point Likert scale, then there is no chance to choose the 90%. Here in strongly disagree, moderate, agree, and strongly agree. There is 90% option not there. So what can we do?
Maybe, Doctor, 10 points Likert scales is difficult for respondent. Maybe respondent will face confusion.
Yes, yeah, there might be a lot of options. The responders may become very frustrated. It is time consuming to take the decision. Yes, all of these has some pros and cons and argument and disargument. Which one is the best? It depends upon the researchers' understanding and to whom, from where they will collect the data. But nowadays 10-point Likert scale becoming more popular. Earlier 5-point was mostly 80%, 75% people used 5-point Likert scale, and 10% 7-point Likert scale, and 5 to around 5% 10-point Likert scale. Nowadays I have been seen the editor of good journal, they prefer to use a 10-point Likert scale. So think about it. Okay, and how to write the statement of the questionnaire. I have given you the example how to prepare the questionnaire to collect the data. This is the questionnaire I have given you. Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, please.
What's the difference between 5-point Likert scale and 4-point Likert scale? 5-point and 4-point.
Actually, if you are giving the 5-point Likert scale, okay, sometimes I think it is how much it is scientific. Actually, someone he is not interested to give his opinion, or like he is not neither agreed or nor disagree. He must have a choice. He must have a choice. It is either there are some situation, there are some statements might be neither I cannot I cannot agree nor disagree. What shall I do if it is 4-point Likert scale, brother?
But maybe this, doctor, but moderator choice may be affect negatively in the data. If most of respondents choose moderator choice.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. So what? So what? You have to give the choice. You have to give the choice.
Okay.
What the other scholars think about it? Let's talk about on this aspect. What is the other brother's opinion regarding this 4-point Likert scale? Actually, is it scientific? Did you ever, in any research methodology book, have you ever find that 4-point Likert scale been recommended by any author? Have you got it?
No, sir, never ever I seen.
I never seen any of the research methodology book. They have ever recommend this 4-point Likert scale, brother.
Okay, doctor.
Yes,
Whenever you are choosing, you must have the proper justification of using which Likert scale you will use. One thing, actually, I was I was one I was attended in UPM in in education faculty in UPM there in proposal defense of PhD proposal defense. I have seen one of the candidate. He prepared his questionnaire in within the same questionnaire. He used 5-point Likert scale and 7-point Likert scale and 10-point Likert scale as well. So I suggest her use an uniformity of using this one. But she was arguing, but she don't have the proper statistical knowledge. It might affect to her study. She don't have the proper statistical knowledge. So I would suggest you, before preparing your questionnaire, talk with any very good statistician. When you develop your instrument for collecting your data, you know, a single variable. I have seen from one of my clients, he is using 35 items for measuring a particular variable. But I have seen another client from China. She was my friend as well. She was using more than 200 items and 48 variables. So actually, what is the optimum level of questions? What is the how we suppose he is taking the questionnaire from the literature for some variables. He is taking 5 Likert scale because the authors of that study he who developed this one, he used 5 Likert scale, and some variables questions he has taken from another author. He used 7 Likert scale, another author 10 Likert scale. All are taking you 5 10. But whenever you put into into the SPSS, when the internal mechanism is coming, then you will feel a really serious issue in data analysis. That's why I'm telling you to go before going for data collection, and while developing your instrument, consult with any statistician. Otherwise, after collecting the data, how will you analyze your data? There might be a serious issue. Maybe you have to go another collection of data. You got the
sir,
point?
one more. Yes, sir. Sir, one more question. I want to ask that it should be unidimensional or multidimensional. Which one should be used?
In what sense? Unidimensional or multidimensional?
Sir, I am talking about the variables questionnaire construct. That someone said that it's good to use unidimensional construct.
Say, for example.
Just like knowledge management, we have to see single point, single view.
Not clear, sister. Not clear. sister? Can you explain more? Hello? Hello? Saima?
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to ask that a single variable have many dimensions. So it is good to use unidimension or multi-dimension.
Okay, maybe you cannot properly explain your situation. Actually, maybe you are asking about higher order construct, and under that higher order you have different dimension, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Not to
right.
use,
I want.
not to, okay. I would suggest every one of you not to use any. It is not to use any higher order construct. I have talked with many many people like Dr. Jackie Chaya in UPM and others as well. In statistics, if you have the higher order constructs, it's really become an issue to analyze. Though the theory suggesting us to use higher order construct and lower order constructs. So, but when we go for the data analysis, we find some issues there. So it is suggested not to use higher order constructs. If it is really needed, the analysis can be done, but try to avoid this one. Take this dimension or the sub variable as the main variable. Try to avoid higher order construct or low order construct like this higher order model. Try to avoid that one. But if you
Thank you very
use,
much.
no issue, no issue.
Thank you very much.
Nowadays the whatever we have the structural equation modeling, smart pls is really very smart. In my upcoming webinar on smart pls you will find this, and a very nice software there. Very easily we can do the analysis of higher order construct, lower order constructs. If you have the multiple independent variable, multiple dependent variable, multiple a mediator, moderator, no issue. We can do all kinds of analysis there. So I would suggest to join there to learn the smart pls, inshallah.
Doctor, please.
Yes, please.
If I will use a variable, okay, this variable measured by only 2 items.
Okay.
Can I depend? Can I depend it?
Yeah.
Or
It is better to use at least three items. At least three items. Suppose you are using the amos do not support you less than three items. And if you are using the amos, and if some items is required to delete, then in that case, if it is less than three, then your items your program will not run. Though so your model will not run. That's why and according to the higher and some other according to Chin and some other statistician, renowned statistician, they suggest the items should be in between 5 to 7 if you are planning for using the structural equation modeling.
Doctor, another thing. Most of previous study used this variable by 2 items.
Okay, you can add one more, two more items. What's the problem? If it is
Okay.
really an issue not getting the items, or cannot use more than two, in that case you can use the smart pls can handle this one.
Okay. If doctor, I'm afraid about in analysis data stage about the loading of this factor of the factors or items. Maybe one of this item is deleted. So
If
I will face
one
problem.
is deleted, what would be the reliability? And that is really an issue. At least try to use 5 to 7 items, at least three.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, doctor. Okay. Thank you.
welcome. What is exploratory or qualitative research design? An exploratory research study is undertaken when there is a shortage of information and does not have much knowledge about the situation on how the same type of issues or problems have been previously solved. Sakaran 2006, the objective of these kind of studies to find new ideas and to look at the phenomena in a new. Okay, here characteristics of exploratory research. Exploratory research is inexpensive because within the 5 to 20 respondents interview, the data come in a saturation point. That's why it is inexpensive. But in the case of quantitative, you have to collect
Oh,
maybe 400, 500 like this.
that's
there
only.
there is usually no prior relevant. Brother Nabil, please mute your mic. There is usually no prior relevant information available from past researchers. Actually, when we go for the exploratory research, mainly if we do not have much information about the subject, so in that case we go for the qualitative research. Mostly we recommend for qualitative research. And even we do not have even the researcher go for the exploratory sequential mixed method research, where the shortage of information there, you don't know the different variables, what are the different variables they are affecting. That's why if you go for the expert, an expert will say what are the different variables is affecting the problem. It has no predetermined structure, and it answers questions like how and why, aiding the researcher to acquire more information about the research. The absence of relevant information from past research means the researcher will spend a lot of time studying materials in detail. Therefore, spending so much time conducting exploratory research, since there is no standard for carrying out exploratory research, it is usually flexible and scattered. Okay. This is under the qualitative research. There are mainly 6 type of qualitative research, like phenomenological study, then the ethnographic studies, then grounded theory, then historical studies, then we have the case study, and another is action research. These are the 6 type of qualitative research that you can plan for. And what is mixed method research? Anybody has any idea what is mixed method research?
By using both quantitative and qualitative methods.
Hmm? Qualitative and quantitative. Yes, when both
Using the
the
both the
research,
quantitative and qualitative.
yes, both are being combinedly bring in a single study. Okay, the purpose of this form of research is that both qualitative and quantitative research in combination provide a better understanding of a research problem or issue than a rather research approach alone. So mixed method research, I'm going to, okay, collecting both quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative data comes from questionnaire, survey, census, attendance record, and checklist. And qualitative data comes from the interview, observation, FGD, focus group discussion, and documents, studies, and case studies. And framework for viewing perspective of mixed methods, quantitative and qualitative findings, both findings and comparison and findings. That is called mixed method. Basic characteristics of mixed methods: provide the rationale for the design, include collecting qualitative and quantitative data, consider priority, consider sequence, match the data analysis to a design, and diagram the procedures. Okay. There are mainly 3 types of mixed method. One is concurrent mixed method, another is exploratory sequential mixed method, another is explanatory sequential mixed method. In concurrent method or embedded method, where the researcher go simultaneously simultaneously they go for the study, the quantitative and qualitative both parallelly conduct the study. He is going exploratory research and explanatory research simultaneously. He is developing the questionnaire for collecting the data and develop the instrument and collecting the data. And here they go for the interview, and for the doing the interview, what the after doing the thematic analysis, what the results comes, and what the results come from the quantitative research, what the results come from the qualitative research, and combinedly they report it. Then it is called the embedded sequential design of mixed method. And another one is exploratory sequential design, where the researcher directly go to the qualitative research. They go for the interview of the observation or focus group discussion and collect the data. After collecting data, what the analysis results comes, what the factors he find that influencing his research problem or the dependent variable. And then this is his qualitative findings. After getting this variable, he developed the instrument and collect the quantitative data through the questionnaire survey. And after collection of quantitative data, go for the statistical analysis and find the results, either his proposed hypothesis is significant or not. That is called the exploratory sequential design. And what is explanatory sequential design, where the researcher go the explanatory research first, go for the quantitative research, collect the data, quantitative data, statistical analysis, and what the results he find. And with this result he go to the experts to talk about what the results about this, and what they said about the result, and what is their independent views, all are report in that study. This is called the um, explanatory sequential design of mixed method. So you got the point? Is it clear? Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, doctor, it's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay.
Continue, sir,
Clear.
please.
Okay.
Thank you.
If
Clear.
you go through this, inshallah, at your home. And yes, brother Abdi Wali Ali, if you have the
Yes, sir.
question,
I have
yeah,
a question.
please, please.
Can I ask you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my question is regarding to mixed method or mixed design of both qualitative and quantitative research. So in this way, we have two different types. For example, after we have done our analysis regarding to qualitative, and also we will done regarding to qualitative. So how can we combine the result into one conclusion?
Yes, you can. You can. Suppose in explanatory research design, sometimes what happened when you will talk with the expert, industrial expert and academic expert, regarding a certain issue, or regarding your issue, regarding your problem, then they will give their independent views. So they will talk about the problem, what are the different factors that are influencing the problem. After taking their video or audio recording or your script that you have noted down during the interview, and you will do the thematic analysis, what in which theme they have used. From the theme you will code the word that he is talking with this, which is talking about this. So you will quote it as the variable. So when you will find the variable from the qualitative. when you will get the variable from the qualitative research, so this you have the variable, so you will develop the questionnaire on this variable, and from this variable, when you develop the questionnaire and collect the quantitative data, then what the result you will get, you will give the your quantitative result, you will present the quantitative results, or vice versa. When it is embedded, embedded sequential mixed method design, what happened when you're getting some variables and talking about that these are the responsible and responsible factors for occurring this problem. So, and you are getting the hypothesis result there. So in the hypothesis, there are two variables there, right? Each hypothesis has two dependent variable and independent variable. So you will match these independent variables. Suppose you have taken 4 5 independent variable, mediator or moderating variable, and what the saying by the expert from the qualitative that the variables that you get, you will find some variables are common that you will explain. So you're from the quantitative results, I find this has a significant effect, and from the qualitative research experts also talking that these variables has a significant effect on this. But some variables that are not common, okay, that is been talked about by the expert, but maybe you did not consider it, okay, in quantitative. Maybe you have considered in from the literature review, and from the you have developed in quantitative conceptual framework, and these variables is been not talked by the experts, so which is not common, then you will explain in this way in quantitative. Yeah, these findings we find from the literature, and among these variables we find some are significant and some are not. Here from the variable which is not common with that, but you will still that the expert still think that these variables has some effect on the year, but nobody ever study on these variables, either it has a significant effect or not, though it comes from the qualitative study. So you will give a recommendation that from in your literature review, sorry, in your future research directives, that these are the variables found from the expert opinion, but which is not been studied yet. The future researchers can study and to observe the relationship between these variables has a significant effect, not effect on not. A quantitative study, in a quantitative study, the researcher can use these variables. You got the point?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So research time horizon, longitudinal and cross-sectional, as I explained, data are gathered at 2 or more points simultaneously in time for responding to the study questions. Data is gathered once during a particular time period that may take of months, weeks, or days. What is the study population? Can anybody explain what is the population means? Anybody has any idea what is the population means?
Sir, it
Yes,
is
sir.
the demographical area which we choose for our research. Specific group can say.
No, 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 no. This population is not like the population of a country.
Maybe sample size.
Hmm? Sample size, no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can I explain?
Yes, yes. Why not? Please.
Yeah, population is the observation, is the variable, the total